I apologize ahead of time if there's any bad sound quality. It is extremely windy out today. I gotta say that it is a beautiful day, probably about 65 degrees, and enjoying being out here. Now the thing is though, we're still cleaning up the interior. This is the first nice day I've had in about a week to actually go work on the car. So we did take the rear, well, the bottom part of the rear seat out. You might not even be able to barely see that with the sunlight. But I just wanted to show you kind of what happened under here. And first off, also, if you have this car, if you're ever trying to clean up dog hair in the back of the car, as you can see, there's those two little notches right there. The bottom of the rear seat literally just clicks in right there. So you just have to kind of tug the seat out. It might feel like it's resisting, but you're not going to break anything. It just has to kind of release from there. Now, I cleaned up this side already, and as you can see, it looks pretty good. There was dog hair like all in here and everything. I did not clean this side yet, and you can see what it looks like beforehand. Yeah, pretty nasty, right? Pretty nasty. So come over here real quick. This is the seat. Now it's pretty filthy on the bottom, but you can see like right there all that dog hair that just got crammed under the seat. And you can see in the back part, like where I wasn't able to vacuum before, there's just all that dog hair still there. So it is still very dirty, but she is cleaning up very nicely and coming along, really coming along. Still got to get back there though. I got to figure out how to get in there. I'm gonna have to look it up, because that piece in the back, this piece right here, has to come out. There's no way I can get behind like the speakers and the brake light that's back there. So it's gonna be a little bit of work yet, but just finishing up this right now because this is just disgusting and filthy. So she's coming along though. Another freaking gorgeous day. It is April 7th. It's about 67 degrees, and just wanted to give you guys a quick little update on how the car is coming along. The interior is pretty much done at this point, so literally all I have to do yet is shine up the leather, which is going to make the car look a lot better, I'm sure. But if you guys remember seeing what it looked like before I cleaned this thing with all the dog hair and all just the disgustingness going on in the car, just like the, I don't know if it was slobber or dirt or whatever, was just all over like the center console and everything. And I mean the carpets, the back seats, do you remember how filthy they were? They were like brown on the top there. So man, this thing has come along for an 18-19-year-old car. It looks just immaculate, honestly. For a 19-year-old car, just immaculate. So shine up the leather yet, and also yeah, that still needs to be cleaned up as well. The dog hair that is up at the top yet, that is still an issue. But besides that, I mean, this thing is looking really good. So once we finish this up, right now I'm about to shine up the leather. We are going to start to, hopefully over the next week or two, start working on the exterior, which I'm really excited to do. Such a beautiful day it was today, and as you know, earlier today I was working on my car, and the inside of this thing is pretty much perfect, absolutely perfect. Now obviously 19 years old, it's not 100% perfect, but it literally is exactly what I expected it to be. It cleaned up so well. The inside is completely done other than one piece, which I'm sure you guys know what that is, the back part. But I shined up the leather, I blew the car out, all the crevices and all that stuff, and as I was hoping, man, this thing really came out nice. Super happy with how this car came out, and every day I seriously fall more and more in love with this car. The way it drives, the way it looks, and now that it's all cleaned up and it doesn't quite look as dirty as it did, not at all. I mean, this is pretty messed up. Don't think that's gonna clean up. I mean, it's kind of like rusted, so I might have to replace that. But the doors, the cloth, everything just cleaned up so well. This middle thing, it is a little bit worn, the middle part of the carpet there, but really not a big deal. I mean, look at that cockpit view. Now you can see it. Now it's real nice and shiny and clean. There's that one scratch on the center console, I'm sure you noticed, but not huge. The back part there, I got as much as I could, but I'm gonna have to figure out how to take that piece out. The deck lid piece where the speakers are and the brake light there, That's gonna have to come out. I probably mentioned that already in another video, but you can still see all that dog hair back there. So that's what the whole car used to look like. Now look at it, man. And let me know what you think of these seats. I'm considering still getting those other seats that I mentioned, and I'm gonna have to show you guys what they look like in a different video, but it took a few hours today to really get this thing as close to perfect as possible after cleaning it up hours and hours on multiple different days. But I love cleaning cars, especially cars that I love, and I'm probably gonna replace the driver mat. It's really worn down. I mean, it's 19 years old, 19 years of someone putting their foot on it, both of their feet on it, I should say, but the passenger side looks really good. Love how it says IS300 on there. Love this thing, man. Absolutely love it. I paid $7,400 for this car. Totally worth it. More than worth it. This was a steal. If this car was sold at a dealership, probably 10 plus grand easily. So I made out well. Sometime I'm gonna have to drive around and talk to you guys about how this car came about, how I ended up getting it, because it's pretty crazy actually, all the things that had to happen for it to like line up and end up in my position. In my possession, not my position. I'm pretty happy with the position I'm in though with the car, that's for sure. So wanted to show you guys what it looked like though, all cleaned up, all shined up, and the back part, that deck lid, is gonna take a little bit of time, but really the only annoying damage on the car is just that scratch like right there. Like everything else looks so good in this thing. And obviously the driver mat, probably gonna get like an all-season mat, that'll probably be better anyways. But let me know what you guys think of the interior of this thing. We do have a sunroof as well, don't know if I ever showed that. I cleaned up the inside windows, and I hate how there's bugs coming in the car right now. Sometime I'm also gonna have to show you guys the manual mode that's on this car. That's something I think a lot of you would be interested in, to see how that works. And also these little buttons here, what they do, power and snow. I'm sure it's pretty obvious what they do, but just to show you how it works in the car and everything. So if you have any questions, be sure to let me know in the comment section. If you have any ideas for other videos you'd like to see about my car, let me know. Always open to suggestions. I know it's still a little bright out, so you can't really see the color of the gauges, but the gauges are orange inside the car, the lighting as well, which I absolutely love. And again, it's pretty bright, you can't really see it too much. We'll definitely come back in the car sometime when it is nighttime, so you can really truly see the orange. But another thing I wanted to mention that I actually ended up doing with the car was I cleaned up the headlights a little bit. Now they were in really good condition already, but I wanted to make sure I did it sooner than later. And basically before you ever clean a headlight, before you really polish it or do anything like that, you got to make sure that you clean the headlight. So I just went over it with some spray wax and a clay bar to get any debris off of it. And then I do have this like headlight polisher. It basically will get rid of any fogginess or yellowing that's on the headlight, and then you just kind of go over it. All you need is a microfiber to do that. You don't need like a buffer or anything, unless the headlight's like really bad. But these lights are like just perfect condition, and I'm pretty sure they are original. If they are original, it's insane that they're 18 years old. Whoever had the car really kept up with it, and gotta love those yellow fog lights. Again, it'll look way better at night, but just wanted to point that out real quick because I wasn't really trying to do anything with the outside, but I wanted to make sure I protected the headlights sooner than later so that they don't end up getting all that fogginess on them. Let me know what you guys think of the design of the headlights and also those fog lights. I really hate how this just looks like crap here with those spots where the screws were and everything, and it's also scraped at the bottom, so eventually I might replace the front bumper. But yeah, there's some scrapage there. Nothing too serious, and still looks beautiful. It's a little chilly out here tonight, but I figured I'd show you guys the final piece of what I wanted to show you with the interior, and that is the nighttime view. Also wanted to show you the lights, the exterior lighting at night. So as you can see, pretty fancy, pretty cool. But there's the orange interior. So nothing too crazy, but I love orange. You guys know it's my favorite color. And I think the gauges just look sick, and look at that mileage. 68,307 miles. Seriously, I could not have gotten a better 2001 Lexus IS300. This car has been amazing. Have loved every second of driving it, cleaning it up, and now that the car is completely clean on the inside, it is just so enjoyable. It's like my highlight of my day. When I get out of work, I can't wait to sit down in my car and start driving. But the one really cool thing is there's actually a little knob here right behind the steering wheel, and I can actually twist that knob and I can dim the lighting inside the car, which I think that's pretty cool for a 2001 to have something like that. You could literally dim it to the point where there's no lighting at all. And then you can pop it right back up, so it works for the entire instrumental panels and display and everything. And you can barely even see it. I can still see it a little bit there, but it's pretty cool. And it's unique. You don't see too many cars that have the gauges and everything that have orange lighting on the inside. Most of it is usually like white or blue or something like that. So I think it's pretty cool. Complements the color of the outside a lot with this. And I'm sorry if I sound really stupid everything I'm saying right now. I'm exhausted. It's 11:09 at night and just got done here 3 days in a row of long work days. I'm tired. I really am tired, but wanted to show you guys the interior lighting and the lights on the outside at night here. Probably will be the end of this particular video that you're watching, and really hope you enjoyed it. 68,000 miles, man. I hope to have this car for a very long time.